You're right. I mean, no, this is so true. The idea that today there's more rapists and murderers than there were, 50 years ago is inaccurate, and yet we won't let our kids out to play, whereas 50 years ago they'd be off, climbing trees.
Well, we were running until it was dark out.
That's right. And nothing substantive has really changed other than we're exposed to so much fear programming.
Right.
Can we talk about programming?
We can.
Okay, so the idea that we're taking in this information, perhaps even false information, we have a choice in this, don't we?
Well, of course we do. And the programming, though, it's all around us, and it's really, well, we can talk about that on a lot of levels. I mean, why do we have this programming? Why are we being inundated with it? Why are we constantly subjected to this? What is it in our collective psyche that's allowing it to happen?
Oh, you went deep. I wasn't cutting that deep. Wow, that's intense. Yes, I think you're right. I mean, that would be really embracing it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, collectively, we're buying into it.
You bet. Well, you may have said the magic word, the buying in, because I'll tell you, Madison Avenue figured out a long time ago, if they can make us feel insecure, they can sell us a whole lot of products.
That's right. Exactly, and we've bought into it on so many levels. In fact, every possible level. There are plenty of people who are overweight who are still healthy. But
right.
We've bought into the fact that they're not, and therefore we've put a lot of pressure on people. I mean, since we're talking about weight issues.
Oh, no, that's right. I mean, listen, I say this all the time, that, if you go to the museum and you look at 2,000 years of art and how women were represented, they were not the stick figure we see on the runway.
No, the first statue of the goddess ever unearthed back in 500,000, whatever it was, BCE, was Venus, the goddess of Willendorf. And she was, well, I think she looks just like me. But
oh, see?
She was rather portly.
There you go. That's wonderful. Well, no, that's a choice. So now here you go. I'm going to use you as an example. So you have a broad amount of, and forgive the broad because that I know is the name of your show. Okay. I won't call you a broad, but I may say a broad perspective. No, but there's a broad number of choices for you to select from in terms of what you want to buy into. And I love the fact that you chose that image.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Well, we have choices. We have choices every step of the way. Well, we can choose to empower ourselves, or we can choose to almost disenfranchise ourselves, too, and not give ourselves value.
Well, I think that's one that's hard to look at. The payoff for playing the victim, the payoff for some of the stories we've been telling. Look, it's very hard. Yesterday I had on the show Barnett Bain, who has produced What Dreams May Come, the Celestine Prophecy.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
He's doing Illusions, which is the Richard Bach book, which I love. And he's also doing one of Eckhart Tolle's. Oh, goodness.
Power of Now?
No. He's doing the... it'll come to me. It doesn't matter. But it was interesting because I shared a quote with him, and I think I'm just going to quote this every day from now on. It's from Paul Ekman, who is the famous psychologist. He actually wrote a book with the Dalai Lama called Emotional Awareness. Mm-hmm. And he says, it is as if many of us carry around the script for the play, a drama that we continually impose on situations. We are casting, like a film director would, people we encounter into the different roles that we need in order to replay the same script again and again. Like moods, emotional scripts cause us to misperceive the world. I got to sit down every time I say that.
Wow.
Isn't that powerful?
That's profound.
It's juicy.
That is.
Yeah, but I mean, that's it. I think that so often the stories we're telling aren't serving us. And I mean, some of those stories, I get that we... Again, for me, if I played the role of unhappy, I got something for it, right? We talked about Mom taking me for ice cream. So I think so many of us play the role of victim, and we don't recognize that it's costing us something.
Right. Well, I think many, I'm not going to say most of us, but I could play that on some level.
I think that's true. I'm going to say most of us.
Yeah.
All right, now listen, we have to hold the thought here. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk about this exact thing. How so many of us get caught in ideas of ourselves, in stories we tell,